Hello, all of you. Today we will start with the next lecture, that is secure socket layer, that is SSL, and transport layer security. It is short form is TLS. So in the previous lecture we have studied the IP security as well as AH, that is authentication header, and ESP, that is encapsulation payload, security payload. So all these two protocols we have discussed in the previous lecture, as well as we have discussed the transport mode and tunnel mode in a ESP protocol. Okay, so in this lecture we will start with the secure socket layer and transport layer security. So there in your mind there will be a question, why this, or what is this secure socket layer and transport layer security, or where it can be used. This is very common question, there should be in everyone's mind. So I'm going to clear each and every doubt throughout the lecture. So let's start. So first we'll go with the secure socket layer. What is this exactly? So first we'll go with the history of this. So Netscape developed the secure socket layer protocol, that is short form is SSL, in 1994 as a response to the growing concern over security on the internet. Okay, so while transmitting the data from browser to web server, what I'm saying, kindly kindly keep attention towards my word. While transmitting the data from web server, so what is your browser, or wherever, even you are using whatever the browser, suppose you can using the Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, these are your browsers, and you are submitting any, you are doing one, suppose I will say you are doing one transaction through your debit card. So you have entered your debit card, you have entered your pin, you have entered your OTP, and when you are entering all these things, so there will be the question in your mind, does my data is secure? If anyone is hacked, then your money will be lost, right? So for that purpose there is a secure socket layer or such a kind of protocol, okay, that can be used to secure your data, so no one can intrude or hacker can hack your data. Okay, so I hope you understand why we are going to use this secure socket layer. So SSL was originally developed for securing the web browser and server communication. Okay, so SSL, there are different version was available. So version 3.0 was specified in a internet draft in 1996. Okay, so let's start. So SSL, so it is short form, or it can be called as a secure sockets layer. SSL is the standard security technology for establishing an encrypted link between web server and browser. Okay, so it is nothing but the encrypted link. Encrypted link means, so the data between web server and browser, that should be encrypted, so no one can hack your data. Okay, this link ensures that all data passed between the web server and browser remains private and integral, right? So whatever the data communication between the browser and the web server, it should be a private. Okay, so only you know what you are going to send the data over that internet or over that link. So there are several versions of the SSL protocol defined. The latest version, the transport layer security protocol, that is short form is TLS. Okay, so that is one of the version it can be used, and it is based on the version SSL version 3.0. So transport layer security protocol that we are going to explain or going to study separately at the end of this lecture. So there are different versions. So SSL version 1.0, SSL version 2.0, SSL version 3.0. Okay, these are available for your use. Now where exactly this SSL fits when you are going to study the different layers, okay, TCP IP model, and exactly where this SSL will be in your layers. So you can see here, so the data link layer, after the data link layer there is a network layer, and after network layer there is a transport layer, and in that transport layer there will be a your this secure socket layer is available. Okay, so from here, that your data should be secure or keep it a private, and the data should be encrypted. Okay, so here exactly the location of your secure socket layer. So after that there will be the different protocols. Okay, so this is nothing but the application layer. Okay, this is nothing but the application layer. So application is nothing but what? Your browser. Okay, whenever you are accessing the internet, you are using any kind of browser, and while using that browser, you are using the different protocols like HTTP, SMTP, POP3. Okay, so this then HTTPS. Okay, now you can see here what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. So HTTP is nothing but the hypertext protocol, and this HTTP is a S means security. Here is this S indicate the security. So all everywhere the S, SMTP, yes, POP3. So this S indicate the security socket layer. Okay, so when even you can observe while transmitting or while using the browser, sometimes there is a HTTP and sometimes there is a HTTPS. Okay, you are starting of your link of any website, sometimes there is a HTTP and sometimes there is a HTTPS. So that HTTPS indicate that you are using the secure socket layer. So whenever you are transmitting the data, that should be a private or encrypted. So I hope you understand what I am going to say. So let's continue. Now here is the SSL architecture. So in the SSL architecture, so here SSL record protocol. So this is TCP and IP. These are the layers. These are the transport network layer and transport layer. So this SSL handshake protocol, SSL change, cipher say SPEC protocol, SSL alert protocol, and application, that is a HTTP protocol. So this protocol is in a your application layer. Okay, then SSL alert protocol. So these protocols can be used for different purpose while transmitting the data. Okay, so SSL handshake protocol, it's keep the or it maintain the connection between the web server and your browser. So here it is the most widely known as the protocol that coupled with the HTTP secures the web and use the HTTPS URI scheme that I already explained you. Okay, so what? So this can be used. So the stand or normal protocols can be used only HTTP, but when you are using the SSL or secure socket layer protocol, at that time your browser should contain the link with the HTTPS. HTTPS means again there is a security or secure data. So here is SSL3 design. So there is one record protocol and one handshaking protocol. Okay, so you keep the record of all the transmission, and handshaking protocol maintain the connection between transmitter and receiver. Okay, now what are the different components of SSL? So in the SSL handshake protocol, the negotiation of the security algorithm and parameter. Okay, so what kind of things will be included in SSL handshake? So this SSL handshake include the negotiation of security algorithm and parameters, then key exchange. So what is a key exchange? So there should be a key between the web server and the browser, right? So that key must know only for your browser and key server, your web server. Okay, so you can, and that key can encrypt your data or decrypt your data. Then server authentication and optionally client authentication. Okay, that's whenever you are sending the data, the server is authenticate or not, it is also very important. So for that purpose, the handshaking protocol can do the server authentication and client authentication, that is optional, it means sometime. Now the next protocol, that is the SSL record protocol. So it can perform the fragmentation and compression, and message authentication and integrity protection encryption. Okay, so whatever the data or message is transmitted, okay, that is authenticate or not, it is done by the SSL record protocol, as well as the integrity protection encryption. So whatever the data inside that, okay, the data should be protected and encrypted. Okay, the next is SSL alert protocol. Okay, so it is giving the error message, so fatal alerts and the warning. So suppose there is any uh, problem, suppose like hacker or intruder should arrive, or your data is trying to hack by someone, so there is some alert message is generated. So that purpose the SSL alert protocol can be used. And the last one is the SSL change cipher space protocol. Okay, So the single message that indicate the end of the SSL handshake. Okay, so this is for that purpose can be used. So these are the different SSL components that can be used or used while the SSL architecture or transmitting the or while transmitting the link between or data between your web server and browser. Now what are the different goals? Okay, so why we are going this SSL or what kind of things it performs that I have shown here. So first is the confidentiality. So the data being transmitted over the internet or network needs confidentiality. So in other words, people do not want their credit card number or account login, password or personal information to be exposed over the internet. So very common thing or general thing, even I or even you, that you do not want your login password or your debit card numbers or pin codes should be not it cannot be accessed by any other or should not be exposed on the internet. So there will be always one thought in your mind, so it should not be happen. Okay, and that is this secure socket layer, that is the reason behind that the thing should not be happen. Okay, so your data should be a confidential or it can be a private. Now integrity protection, so the data needs to remain integral, which means that once the credit card details and the amount to be charged to the credit card have been sent, a hacker sitting in the middle cannot change the amount to be the charge and where the fund should be go. Suppose I am transmitting your 2000 rupees to my friend. Okay, I am taking one example. I am transmitting the money from me to my friend. Then what happen? I'm entering my all the things of my debit card or credit card amount, all the details, pan that credit card number, then pin code or OTP. And suppose there is one hacker is sitting between me and there my friend. So in the link in between link, he accessing our data. So he can change the amount. He can take instead of 2000, he can enter the 10,000 or he can do anything. Okay, even he can transmitting the fund in his own account, so it can be happen. So the SSL is having that goal, or SSL is maintaining that authentication, okay, and that security. Another is the last one is the authentication, so that is another goal of the SSL. So your organization need identity assurance to authenticate itself to a customer, extract extranet users, and ensure them they are dealing with the right organization. Your organization need to comply with the regional, national or international regulations on the data privacy, security and integrity. Okay, so whatever whenever you are using whatever organization, it should be a authenticate and assurance of your customer. Okay, so that should be need. Suppose I am having my own bank and I am design my software that can everyone can access or do the transaction from that internet through our app. So I must need the authentication to the customer that yes, you can use this website or browser or app, that I'm giving the authentication that no one can hack your data. Okay, so this authentication or this surety can be provided by the secure socket layer. So these are the goals of the SSLs. So main reality is what? The security. Okay, so what you have to provide the security from the hackers. So that is the main purpose of the SSL. Okay, so I hope you understand what is the SSL, secure socket layer. Now we are going towards the transport layer security. In short form, it is called as a TLS. Okay, so the transport layer security was designed to provide a security at the transport layer. Okay, so in the transport layer, so what is the use of what is the application or what is the transport layer does? So the transport exactly what it can transporting the information or packet or frames from one place to or one node to another node. So that is what the transport layer can do. So it can maintain the traffics. Okay, so contention or error control, all these things can be done in the transport layer. So transport layer security is designed to provide the security at the transport layer. So TLS was derived from the security protocol called secure socket layer. So whatever the in the previous slides we have studied, so this transport layer security is developed from the SSL. and designed by also Netscape to provide the security on the www. Okay, so TSL is a non-priority version of SSL designed by IFTF for transactions on the internet. A browser need the things can be provided by using this transport layer security. So the two protocols are dominant today for providing the security at the transport layer. The first is secure socket layer, that is SSL protocol, that we already discussed, and the another one is transport layer security protocol that we are going to discuss now. Okay, now first we will see the definition of this transport layer. So the transport layer security was designed to provide security at the transport layer that I already mentioned you, and the TLS was derived from the security protocol called secure sockets layer. Okay, so I already discussed these things. So TSL is the success to the secure socket layer. So the transport layer security is the protocol that ensure the privacy between the communication application and their user on the internet. Okay, so it can also provide the security in between what communicating applications and their users on the internet. So it is widely deployed protocol for security client server communication over the internet. Okay, so it can provide the security between the client and server communication. So TLS is designed to prevent the eavesdropping, tampering and message forgery. Okay, so these are the main application, or it can be designed for using this. Keep in mind that purpose, that it can provide the eavesdropping, tampering means your data or your message cannot be tampered or cannot be make a disturb in that message by anyone else, as well as the message forgery means you cannot make the any fake message. Someone suppose sometime what happen, in your mobile there will be a message that you are this money is deducted from your account, but actually it is not happened. So these are nothing but what, the fake messages. So you have to make aware of that things, so the transport layer protocol can be layer security protocol can be used. So why do we need this? So the TLS ensure that no third party may eavesdrop or tamper with any message. Okay, so if you are this is you are sitting at your home and you are doing the transaction on the web server, but a third person is sitting here in between the link. Okay, so this is the internet. So in between this person can temper your data, or it can be see your credit card details, or anything can be a secure data. It can be this person can hack this. So this should not happen. That purpose this TLS can be used. So working on a transport layer security. So the client connect to the server using a TCP. The client can be anything, and the client sends a number of specifications, version of SSL or TLS, with which cipher suits compression method it wants to use. Okay, so how it can be work exactly, the transport layer security protocol. So first what it can does, so this is a client, the client to server that using the TCP uh, protocol. So TCP is nothing but transmission control protocol. So I hope you have learned the things in the very first lectures. So TCP can does the it can be a secure or authenticate protocol. So when we are sending the data, then you can receive the acknowledgement. Okay, you can receive the acknowledgement means what, your data is received securely. So the TCP is very useful while using this transport layer security. So it can be used the version of SSL. So TLS version is 1.0 is 1.2 is used. So RSA, DSA and RC4, that are the comparators can be used, components can be used, and it can be sent over the web server. Okay, so now the server check what the highest SSL TLS version is that is supported by the both. Okay, so now it can, that server can check. Okay, the server can check which TLS version, SSL version or TLS version can be supported. Okay, so if TLS version 1.0 is supported by both client and server, then it can proceed. Okay, so in the client TLS version is 1.2, it can be checked at the version, and CS can be checked. CS is a RSA, okay, and that is a compare method. And optionally picks the compression method, that is nothing but the this is the compression method. Okay, so this is the compression method can be also selected. Now after this, the basic setup is done, the server sends it the certificates. Okay, all the basic things can be done, then server send the certificate. This certificate must be trusted by either the client itself or a party that client trust. Suppose I am using the SBI website, so the SBI website should be trust on that server's certificate, or even that particular client, even client suppose me, and I have to trust on that certificate. For example, if the client trust on a Geo Trust, then the client can trust the certificate from the google.com, because Geo Trust cryptographically signed by the Google certificate. Okay, so the mediator is the Google. Okay, so the Google has to, or you have to, client has to trust on the Geo Trust. Now, having verified the certificate and being certain this server really in is who is claimed to be and not mean in the middle, or key is exchange. Okay, once certificate is received and it can be verified, then they can exchange the keys. Okay, whatever the message or data is transmitted, so it should be decrypted, so they can exchange the key between, and this can be public key or a pre-master secret or simply nothing, depending on the chosen cipher suit. So which is the cryptographical cipher suit you are using, according to the key is used, and they are exchanging between each other. Now both the servers and the client can now compute the key or the symmetric encryption. Okay, so both the server and client, so they can receive the keys and they can encrypt the data. Okay, they can compute the key, and if the key is that can be in anytime is a symmetric. Now the handshake is now finished and the two hosts can communicate securely. Okay, so this is how the working of transport layer protocol can be done. So the two parties agree on the three protocols: an entity authentication protocol, a message authentication protocol, and encryption or decryption protocol. Okay, encryption and decryption protocol. So the entire entity authentication protocol is used to authenticate two parties to each other and establish a secret between them. Each party uses a predefined function to create a session key and parameter for the message authentication protocol and encryption decryption protocol. A digest is calculated and appended to each message to be exchanged using a message authentication protocol and the corresponding keys parameter. And the message and digest are encrypted using the encryption decryption protocols and the corresponding keys parameter. So each party extract the necessary key and parameter needed for the message authentication and encryption and decryption. This is the general idea of how the transmission or handshaking is happening between the client and server. So to close the connection, after the finishing the work, they close the connection, and the close notify alert is used if an attacker tries to terminate the connection by finishing the TCP connection, injecting the a fine packet, that is a fine packet. Both sides will know the connection was improperly terminated, and the connection cannot be compromised by the throw or merely interrupted. Okay, so this is how the exactly working of the transmission transport layer protocol can be done. So what are the benefits of this TSL and SSL? What kind of benefits providing while communication? So first is a very important, that is encryption. So TLS can help to secure transmitted data using the encryption. Interoperability. So TLS work with the most web browsers, including Microsoft Internet Explorer and Netscape, Navigator, and on most operating system and web servers. So this is how the different browsers can be used, that is interoperability. Algorithm flexibility. TLS provides the options for authentication mechanism, encryption algorithm, and hashing algorithm that are used during the secure session. Ease of deployment. So many applications use a TLS transparently on Windows Server 2003 operating system. And ease of use, because you implement the TLS beneath the application layer, most of its operations are completely invisible to the client. Okay, so these are very useful benefits of the TLS and SSL. Okay, so due to this protocols, we are very handy or very securely we can transmit our data without keeping any keeping in a doubt in our mind. So we are doing all transactions even in the Google Pay or Phone Pay or Bhim app or different transaction app, because everything comes around the money. If your money is secure, then you are secure. Okay, so while doing the transmission, these protocols are very important. Okay, so thank you very much for today's lecture. So we have done, so thank you very much.